Hi guys, this is going to be another video part of the segment Amanda's Advice. I channel messages through wisdom, but I also channel messages through art. That's why I'm called Amanda's Art, Advice, and Tarot, because you get many things here and you can also learn many things here. I was born on a Wednesday, which equals Wednesday wisdom, and Wednesday is also a Mercury day. So I'm here to communicate my thoughts or communicate what I channel, communicate maybe even downloads that come to me, things that I feel are important in the given moment, and feel free to communicate with me as well, because your opinion, even if it differs from mine, is just as important. So today what we're going to talk about is how art and tattoos carry a vibration, and they're like basically a walking tarot card. You have to be careful with what you put on your body. You have to be careful with what art you put up in your home, because it will affect you. It will manifest. And the title says The Dark Mark, or if you see the thumbnail, you'll see that it's about like Voldemort. It's Harry Potter themed. So the Dark Mark, it's not necessarily a tattoo, but that's what I'm comparing it with. For some reason this came to me and it started to make sense. So the Dark Mark is a symbol on Voldemort's arm, as well as all of his cult members. And it's a sign of loyalty regarding him. It's a skeleton with a snake coming out of it, and with just the tap of their wand, or however they want to conjure it, it can be used as a signal, or they can even conjure it up in the sky as well. And this technically manifested for Voldemort because in the end, with the skull, he died. He was finally defeated. And in that last part, his death scene sort of looked like he was drying up and falling apart. It literally looked like the symbol even, where his mouth was open, it's like the snake was coming out, and the snake was the last thing they needed to destroy, and that would destroy him. If you're not a Harry Potter fan, this probably won't make sense, but I'll explain it anyway. So a Horcrux is very dark magic that you should not dabble in. You have to kill in order to preserve a piece of your soul in an object. Or it could be a living thing, because Harry was one of them. So in order to defeat Voldemort, generic things would not work. You'd have to destroy those objects that are a piece of his soul. And the last one they realized was the snake. It was kind of like his pet, his little sidekick. That was the last one. And that was symbolic of his tattoo that was on his skin. But once again, it's not necessarily a tattoo in that scenario, but it's the same as what I'm about to talk about. Another example with that would be Draco Malfoy. He went from school bully, mean person. You could say he was a product of his family because they were prejudiced. They were a part of these dark things, and it can be generational. But he soon became a Death Eater. They wanted him to come to the dark side, and you can tell throughout the later movies that he wanted nothing to do with it. He didn't want to be a part of it, but he sort of made himself a part of it even more because of that tattoo. He got deeper involved with it until he had a breakdown. It became too much for him. Like, he's just a boy, as his mother would say. He's not ready for that kind of stuff, and nor should he be a part of it. This can also apply to this one time. I saw a picture of a purse, and they made it 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords themed. Like, this was a real purse I saw, and I just shook my head, because why would you want a symbol like the 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords on top of, or symbolizing where all of your personal items are? Your credit card, your identifications. Like, do you want your identity stolen? It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, but that's definitely not the place you would want that energy. It's like you're a walking tarot card. Tarot cards aren't toys, and neither is the imagery for that matter. Like the sun over here, that gives good vibes because it's kind of like the sun card. and I want to be happy. I want those good vibes around me. And every time I started reading and I look at that, maybe you look at it too and it makes you feel a certain way. That's the point. With dream catcher tattoos, that's especially weird to me because not only is it on your skin, it's not on your wall this time. Why would you want to hold on to dreams? Because you're not just holding on to good dreams, you're holding on to nightmares. And it's skin deep. Another example would be, like I said, the art that you hang up in your home. Make sure the art you hang up isn't commercialized or mass-produced. Make sure it's from a trusted source or a trusted person, like maybe a small business. Make sure it's a reflection of you or a reflection of what you want to have or where you want to improve. Like, you wouldn't want to hang up art that looks like someone's upset or someone's being tortured. You don't want that kind of dark stuff if that's not really a representation of you. Another good example would be, I'm not saying this is actually going to happen, it's just what came to me. It's like how entities or spirits can actually latch on to paintings. I'm getting the imagery of the Annabelle doll as well. That's another example of just an example of why you wouldn't necessarily want that in your home, because you don't know where it's been and you don't know where it's come from. I'm also getting the imagery of an art museum. Sometimes you can look at a piece of art and cry because it's that sad. Something can be hanging there and it's already affecting those that are in close proximity of it. It literally applies in that way. People can get lost in a trance looking at those. There's so many pictures of people looking at art, they can't keep their eyes away from it. That's why. So before you get that tattoo, before you hang up art, is that a reflection of you? Is it what you want to manifest? Does it carry good vibes? I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, it's like you're a walking tarot card. Everything is a symbol. Just like I was talking about the dark mark. It's so crazy with Voldemort. As he was dying, he fell apart into many pieces and his mouth is open, replicating the very thing on his cult, following his arms and his arms. So that represented the death of him and the death of his little cult following his army. Kind of reminds me of, I'm not even gonna get into that, but yeah. That's the end of this video, a part of Amanda's advice, sort of a quick one there. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. And expect more zodiac messages and more of what I usually do. I did not forget about that, so stay tuned for a lot more. I'm feeling really energized, I'm feeling really good. Maybe it's because of that, just kidding. But yeah, see you more than usual. I did a painting recently of a pregnant woman, and her stomach resembled a globe or an island. She even looked like she was an island girl herself. That painting, if it were reflecting a person's values, it would be someone who has a family, someone who is a mom, someone who might actually be pregnant, because that's a good omen. It's also a very peaceful painting. With a stork coming to her, it's like the baby chooses you before it even gets here. Yeah, that's the end of this video, a part of Amanda's advice, sort of a quick one there. Please like, subscribe, support the channel in any way you can. I'd really, really, really appreciate it. And expect more zodiac messages and more of what I usually do. I did not forget about that, so stay tuned for a lot more. I'm feeling really energized, I'm feeling really good. Maybe it's because of that, just kidding. But yeah, see you more than usual.